I agree with the statement, which is it says freedom of speech brings more good than harm because it could promote equal treatment of minorities. As we all know, everyone should be treated equally and fairly. However, minority groups usually didn't get much attention to public, especially by the government. Their opinions would be neglected in favor of those belonging to dominant social group. Uh, by campaigning and speak openly about any issues, it can gain widespread public for their cause. Second, freedom of speech, it makes everyone more accountable. When it comes to elections, citizens are given the opportunity to hold their politicians accountable. In order to decide who to vote for, they need to understand how well a political party has performed while in power, whether or not they fulfill their election promises. By reporting on society most pressing social issues, media outlets and civil society organizations contribute to the public perception of how well the government is doing. However, this is only helpful if they are free to truthfully cover stories that are critical of the state.
In my opinion, I agree with the statement which is freedom of speech bring more good than harm. Firstly, freedom of speech can allows for peaceful changes in society. Some people use their freedom of speech as a way to incite hatred or violence. Others use it as a way to create the potential for peaceful change by providing facts to individuals while sharing our opinion can persuade them to consider our perspective even if they do not agree with it at the time. When this is our top priority with this right, then we are less likely as an individual to use violence as a way to create a change. Although this process requires passion from all of us to be successful, it will usually get us to where we want to be.
I disagree with the statement that freedom of speech bring more good than harm. Um, in my opinion, freedom of speech is the method that a ridiculous ideology can be spreaded faster. For example, LGBT community. LGBT community can spread their ideologies through the social media such as Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. My second point is freedom of speech makes people to spread false information easier. This is because people tend to judge someone's action without do any double check.
In my opinion, I strongly disagree with today's discussion, which is freedom of speech brings more good than harm. While free speech is a fundamental and crucial aspect of democratic societies, it's important to recognize that it is harmful for those who associate it with negative intentions. These often arise from misuse or abused free speech. Here are some ways that free speech can bring more harm than good. Number one, the rise of hate speech and incites to violence. Unrestricted free speech can lead to spread of hate speech. Hate speech is defined as an abusive or threatening speech or writing that express prejudice. This can be contribute to discrimination and violence against certain groups or individuals. In extreme cases, it may even incite violence or acts of terrorism. Besides that, an increase in cyberbullying and online harassment. The anonymity provided by the internet can embolden individuals to engage in cyberbullying and online harassment. This can lead to severe emotional distress and harm to the mental well-being of the targeted individuals.